Spend a day with me as a chef on a yacht. This morning, I woke up early to enjoy the sunrise and a cup of coffee on the bow of the yacht. The guests were still sleeping, so I decided to check on inventory down in the hole. The crew loves playing jokes on each other, and they trapped me in the hole 3 times. I pulled some proteins from the freezer and brought them up to the galley to start thawing. I got back into the galley and made some scrambled eggs for crew breakfast, and guests finally started to wake up. I poured a glass of homemade Gatorade and made some lemon, ginger, and honey tea for a guest that woke up sick this morning. For breakfast, I served some fresh fruit, yogurt parfaits, and a bagel and lox tray. And for lunch, because one of our guests has a cold, I'm making chicken noodle soup. Chopped up my onions, celery, and carrots, and started simmering them with some chicken bones to make a nice, flavorful soup. Recently, I took on a new job responsibility to take down a cup of milk for Captain Mark because he drinks it every single night, and also make the crew dessert. I'll package up the desserts and milk in the galley and then bring them down to crew quarters and stick them in the fridge. Then the stew and I called a crew meeting to discuss the whiteboard down in crew quarters. After the meeting, Brian had to clean the bottom of the boat. So we got him this weight belt and a little brush to scrub off all of the green algae. We also have a hookah on board so he can stay down there for a long time. Leaning over and doing dishes for 3 hours a day really kills your lower back, so I went up to the upper deck to stretch. Then helped Gina organize the cabinets. Bye, little chef. Spend a day with me as a chef on a yacht. This is Brian, the first mate. He comes into the galley to bother me while I'm prepping. Now I'm cutting up some cucumber that I'm going to make into an Asian cucumber salad for tonight's first course. For the main dish tonight, I'm pan-searing some red snapper and serving that with spicy Thai basil sauce. And for the final course, I'm making zucchini bread. In the markets here in the Bahamas, you can't rely on specific vegetables being in stock, but you can almost always guarantee that there will be zucchinis. So I use them in savory and sweet ways. For cocktail hour, I made pot stickers, and while the guests were enjoying, I was working on dinner prep. I portioned out my red snapper and started searing them in some butter. For plating, I started with a bed of ginger lemongrass rice, then some green beans, the beautiful piece of fish, my spicy Thai basil sauce, and then garnished with some Thai basil. Set the table and called the guests to dinner. While the guests are eating, the crew will help themselves to the food in the galley. Served up raspberry sorbet and zucchini muffins for dessert, and then headed out to the island. We met 2 people here last year that work at the resort, so we're gonna go say hello. After a long day, the crew loves to come into the island to relax. Bye, little chef. I came up to the bow this morning to enjoy my coffee. I got up early and none of the guests are up yet, so I'm taking 5 minutes to myself. The guests were really sleeping in this morning, so I decided to go check the inventory down in the hole. I like to go down into the hole at least once a day, not necessarily to get inventory, but just to check on it. Since one of the owners is a little sick, I poured her up some homemade Gatorade and I made her some tea with lemon, honey, and ginger. Our guests started waking up, so I started on breakfast. I'm serving some parfaits, fresh fruit, make your own bagels and lox, scrambled eggs, and sausages. After I cleaned up the galley from breakfast, I got started on lunch prep. Bye, little chef. There are no lights down in the hole, so I don't go down at nighttime, but I do usually go in the morning just because it's not that hot down there yet. Oh, and just so you know, the crew are a bunch of pranksters.
Ryan, stop it! You're gonna freak me out! Oh my gosh. I was about to have a panic attack in here. That was terrifying. I think I just unlocked a new fear. That was horrible. Captain! Oh, I hate this so much. Brian, help me. Captain Mark's your... Guys! When did the crew become bullies?
I'm a chef on a yacht, and today for lunch I made some chicken noodle soup for a guest that wasn't feeling too good. People always ask, who would cook if I got sick? Now, thankfully, I have not been sick on any of these yacht trips in the past 3 years. But if I got sick, the stew would take over my job until I was feeling better. She's a great cook, and she's the one that takes over when I take breaks back in the United States. This might just be me, but whenever I'm in a stressful period of my life, my body will be super healthy, and I'll just kind of get through it. But as soon as I'm done with that stressful period, my body will crash and I'll get sick. So for example, when I go on these yacht trips, I'll be healthy the whole entire time, and then right when I get back home, I'll catch a cold. I've asked my friends and family, and they say the same thing happens to them. So if anyone knows why this happens, let me know. The best way to care for someone with a cold is to make a big hot pot of chicken noodle soup. I also like to make some tea with lemon, ginger, and honey. Bye, little chef.